Hello, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. And this is a special series. This is talking about the power of Black women. I know you guys see pictures coming by. You're going to be like, what the hell is that? Well, I'm here to tell you a special thing. This is going to be for my Laws of Enchantress series. I'm continuing the series. And it is a wonderful series. If you know anything about that, you can go onto my Laws of Enchantress page. It will be in the details in the description box. So, what am I talking about here? Why are you seeing images of all these women? Just take a good look at these women. If you had access to social media since you've been growing up, you really can't know the effect and power of Black women. Traditionally, you see that little flat booty, that was what was called sexy. I don't think a lot of the younger Black women today actually really understand how much we impact and the power that we have. So what you're seeing here is Daisy Dukes. These are really popular, 70s, 80s shows. And this is what commanded beauty. That is what was considered curvy and beautiful. You could just take a look, completely different. And that was the scope of beauty in America. But now, when you look, what's changing? What happened? How do we get to the beauty standards we have today? There is no major publication or no major news network giving Black women the credit for the curves you're seeing in front of your face and for the butts and the boobs and the hips you're seeing literally in front of your face. That all came from the power of the Black woman. And you know how that came about? Because of social media. Traditionally, if you want to get exposed on a massive level, you had to have publication. You had to be part of a magazine, a newspaper, or on TV. You're going to be shocked how so much things change with the introduction of social media. And I think Black women, especially younger Black women today, don't realize the power they have with social media. So you're going to see classic images of women. This was the standard of beauty. This is Chrissy. This is Three's Company. That's Kate Moss that you're seeing right now. And the reason I'm showing you is that was a predominant image of beauty. And what changed is that with social media, you were able to expose yourself basically to the whole planet without having to go through Vogue, without having to go through Cosmopolitan, without having to go through any, magazines. And what you're seeing is how image change. Japanese women, Asian women were considered the lowest class. That's why you're seeing signs here. This was in America during World War II. They were considered too exotic, too foreign. Look at her change. Look at her lips. Wow. So they were considered too foreign, too exotic, and they actually put Japanese people in internment camps. Yes, in this country. So it's amazing within 50, 60, 70 years, these same women that were seen as weird, foreign, not exotic, just strange, and like the lowest class of the class. Remember, they put Japanese Americans in internment camps, not foreigners. Anybody with Japanese ancestry was pulled off. So this was not a woman that was coveted, but so many things happened over the years. And you're going to see how social media impacts and gives Black women their power. And we don't use it because no one's telling us, no one's empowering us. Sometimes you listen to some outlets, you would think Black women were never classy, were never elegant, were never soft, never feminine. And that is not true. In fact, we spent more time being feminine, classy, and soft than we've spent more time being hard, stoic, and so-called strong Black women. That's actually a newer mantra for us. Classically, traditionally, Black women were timeless, elegant, and we've always capitalized on fashion. We always set trends. Even from the 1940s and 1950s, 1960s, a lot of the things that Black women did to their hair, to their dresses, was imitated throughout the beauty world. But again, no one's telling us that. So when you see predominant images of blonde, Caucasian, thin, this is what beauty looked like before social media. And Black women do not even get near the acknowledgement, don't get near the acclaim for changing the world. Black women are literally responsible for billions of dollars in the beauty and cosmetic industry. Literally, you guys have launched billions of dollars in the cosmetic industry and nobody's telling you. And I believe for us to do well, for us to go forward, you need to know what the standards of beauty were and how, because of the black woman being exposed, how you completely destroyed a standard of beauty. And now you see women getting their butt done, women getting their lips done. Even if a woman's super tiny, she still wants to be curvy. She still wants an hourglass. She still wants a round booty. She still wants, a certain shape. And look at the old fashioned shapes. Look at the flatty there. And now if you go forward in the future, you'll see why. But again, that is the power of social media. And no one's not telling you how powerful it is. Literally overnight, because social media is not that old. What is it? Facebook 2007, 2008, and it's only 2018. And in less than, a decade, you literally saw people changing who they are, people doing different things. And, it's crazy that so many black women don't feel, acknowledged for that. So many black women don't realize that before they were introduced into mainstream, this was the standard. Nobody had lips, nobody had hips, nobody had, curves, nobody had round booties. I remember Cindy Crawford, as you see here, her lips were famous for being slim and sexy. Nobody wanted full lips. It was seen as exotic, or even if it was attractive on a black model, which was only Naomi Campbell, it was not seen as something as transferable beauty. Now, because of Instagram, especially Instagram, because of social media, because of online dating, that is truly a big empowerment for black women. But I truly believe there's an agenda to condition the black woman to not know that she is enough. There's an agenda that can condition you to feel like you need all these pieces before you can even step on the even par, which is not true. The reason why you see Japanese women winning is because it was by default. They were excluded from the women's rights movements. You never saw Japanese women marching. You never saw Japanese women with signs. Very, very rare. You never saw Japanese American being vocal on TV talking about women's rights. And I'm not saying that's bad or good. But the fact is, they were very reclusive. They were very into their own culture. They were very family oriented. They're very traditional, extremely feminine. And they kind of kept themselves in a time box because of their femininity, because of them being excluded in everything. Like the feminist movement mostly focused on the issues with Caucasian women in the United States. That's why today you see the black woman suffers disproportionately, even though she has been an active contributor in feminist women's rights since the very beginning, since Sojourner Truth. And that's why you see, even though she's been a part of it, she hasn't tremendously affected, in her nature. Like she's still getting a lot of the issues that white women are not even dealing with anymore. And that's why I think we got played, because not only did we give up our femininity, not only did we give up our right to be protected, our right to have, a house and a husband, we also didn't get any of the feminist rights that many white women enjoy today. Like like the Me Too movement that came was started by a black woman, and literally overnight it got hijacked to women of well means and well status that can take care of themselves. If you're truly an oppressed person, you can't have somebody's job overnight. And the introduction of black women into the mainstream is the same thing. Our beauty was hijacked. Our curves were hijacked. Our lips, our hips were hijacked. And you may say, is that really important? Of course it is, because you want to be coveted. You want to be desired. You want to be prestigious. There's a reason why women are getting their lips done. There's a reason why women are wearing waist trainers to get the hourglass. There's a reason why women are getting their booties done. And it's not just the big Nicki Minaj booty. You have models that are super thin getting fat transferred to be round. So it's not just the extreme people. It's a lot of them that are doing it. And literally, you black women, you listening to this, you are responsible for billions. When I say billions, I mean billions of dollars in cosmetic procedures, billions of dollars in cosmetics and makeup, billions of dollars in spa treatments, because everybody wanted this. Billions of dollars in fitness. You see all these white girls now doing squats, and you see all the butts. Oh, shoot, she was doing squats. So that is the power of you, and no one's going to tell you that. Mainstream media is not going to tell you that. Mainstream magazines, they're not going to tell you that. No one on YouTube is going to tell you that. No one's going to tell you how you impacted the world and caused billions of dollars in one section, how you made white women who didn't want a butt go and get a butt, how you made white women who have long, like their thin, sharp lips, go ahead and get full lips. It is amazing. And the thing is that we still don't see our feminine power. That was our feminine power, our lips, our sensuality, our physical appeal. And that was our feminine power. And women are literally taking bits and pieces and empowering themselves and putting themselves into places, keeping themselves competitive. And a lot of Black women don't know this. They don't know it. So it's really interesting when I see someone say what Black women need. For instance, there's a big thing saying that Black women aren't classy, or Black women are rough, or Black women are too masculine, or Black women are, whatever. And that's not true. Traditionally, Black women were soft, demure, they were supportive, they were housewives, they were loving, they were Christian, God-fearing women. And the thing is that you're not even exposed to the women of tradition. You don't even know what Black women look like in the 40s, in the 30s, in the 20s. You don't even know what Black women look like in the 50s and the 60s. Those images are kept from us, and all we see is the non-minority images. And I really think it's important for Black women to know your power and know your true culture. Your culture is not the hip hop thing you see today. That's not your culture. Your culture is the traditions that you have been doing for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Your culture is not the music videos, the crunk, all that crap. Your culture is what you've been doing longer since we've been in this nation. And the thing is that is what's going to make us win. That is what's going to make us kill the game. You have to see the impact that you're having on women's lives. People are getting their lips done. People are putting in booty and hips. The waist to butt ratio is getting insane. And just a few years ago with Pamela Anderson, that wasn't the beauty trend. All they cared about was skinny, no hips, no waist, and fake big plastic boobs. And now you can see when there's simple changes in culture what it can mean. A lot of people will look and say, oh my God, is that true? It's absolutely true, Black women. You are so powerful. You've caused women to spend billions of dollars. I'm showing you contrasting images of beauty that were static for decades, that did not change. I'm not talking about fashion, I'm talking about beauty. You are in a revolution where a body type is transforming the industry, which does not happen. Not just body type, but facial aesthetics, which does not happen. It's very rare. No matter how much fashion change, it was always desirable to have a waif, super skinny body. It is not until social media came and the big wigs could not control what was being pumped to the masses. You have to understand, this is the first time in history of the world that publications are not the ones pumping. You got more people looking at Instagram, you got more people looking at Facebook, you got more people looking at Twitter, you got more people looking at social media outlets. I hate to say this, but there's a reason why Donald Trump is on Twitter every 5 minutes. He's on Twitter, oh my gosh, look at that before and after. Look at that. He's on Twitter every 5 minutes because people are looking at social media. I really believed that social media and Twitter was a big contributor to his winning factor. So if Black women use this tool to engage femininity, to talk about softness, gentleness, to revamp their image, to be super conscious of every single thing they put out there, because that's what you don't get. I think I posted on my personal page on Haspert Economics, a cheese restaurant that went viral. Literally, he was just scraping cheese, and it was a video. It was a restaurant in New York, I think, and it's about serving like gourmet cheese melted on the spot at the table. I don't know if y'all saw it, but the fact is, because he posted that video, it changed his entire business. He had to hire triple the staff. He had to go ham. He had to hire mad people, and he had to literally revamp the entire business, the structure, all because of social media. He got what? 9.2 million views. So that's what I'm trying to tell Black women, that the images you put out there, even if you're being negative about somebody else, even if you're being negative about a subject, you have to understand it's a reflection of you. And people who don't know Black women, people who don't associate with Black women, they will use that whole thing in a snapshot to judge us. And I wish you can just see the power of Black women. I wish you can just see from my perspective, because I grew up without Facebook. I grew up with the English Britannica. That was our internet. I grew up without Instagram and Snapchat. I grew up without that stuff. And when I see in my own lifetime, literally Cindy Crawford being considered, slim and sexy lips, or Heidi Klum, or Kate Moss, or Christy Brinkley. And I see the contrast, which is severe in my own lifetime. It lets me know that social media is the ultimate marketing tool. But just what are we marketing as Black women? What are the images that we're putting out? And it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I wish you can do a test room and you can put Black women in a room and have them behind a tinted glass. And sometimes I see, world star hip hop. Look at that flat booty. That used to be the jump off. I had to stop talking. And look at that flat booty. And look now. Look at that big ass. And that's all done. We know that's done. But look at the contrast within the same era. That is crazy. That's crazy that you went from a white girl super flat even when she bent over to this big booty. And Kim Kardashian, like her or hate her, she's famous because of her physical attributes. She doesn't sing, she doesn't dance, but that's it. And they will have you believe that Black women were never classy. We never had, style and grace. We were enough. When we are healed, when we are whole, when we are directed, we are enough. I think if you guys on my Hatchet Economics page, right? There's a Black beauty queen and she's drop dead gorgeous. I think she's Miss Kentucky. I'll post it in the description box. And Kylie's another one who got her lips done. I'll post it in the description box. But this girl had everything and she was Miss Kentucky. Miss Kentucky, y'all. Miss Kentucky. And all of a sudden, she got arrested for smuggling drugs into the jail for her drug dealer boyfriend. So when I look at a woman who is educated, drop dead gorgeous, the first Black Miss Kentucky, when I look at her and see how beautiful, attractive, and pageants are not cheap. If you guys know anything about pageants and competing, it's very expensive. You take a lot of etiquette courses. It's not a joke to be a Miss State anything. And for her to beat out all the other white girls and be the first Black Miss Kentucky, that's a huge achievement. But when she associated herself with a boyfriend that was a drug dealer in prison and bringing him drugs into prison and got caught and destroyed her whole life, that shows me that we don't know our worth, that we don't love ourselves, that if we don't fix the inside, if we don't get whole and continue to nurture and keep a strong, feminine, sacred, positive core, you're going to fail. It's so much focus on the outside. And don't get me wrong, the outside matters. I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not here to make you go into a fairy tale world. The outside matters. But your inside is the foundation. It's like building a house. Y'all know what I'm going to say. The foundation got to come first. It doesn't matter what you put outside. If the structure is not strong, anything you built on the top is going to fall apart. And that girl, she fell apart. She was so pretty, so educated, so poised, Miss Kentucky, well networked. She had a dancing career. She also sang at the NBA, the national anthem. She had everything going for her. But there was something along the line where she did not love herself enough to elevate herself and not align herself with someone that was in jail, in prison, and not only that, sneak him drugs in prison. Now her entire record's ruined. She's lucky she got a year probation, but she has on her record a felon for smuggling drugs into a prison. That is horrible for that girl. And that's why I'm saying you have to know where we are. You have to know where we come from. You have to know how classy we were, how elegant we were, and it was all natural. You had to know that we were poised and it was all natural. The culture you see today, that is unnatural. The way we behave today, that is unnatural. The violent way we are to each other, that is unnatural. The verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, that is unnatural. And so is that butt on that girl. But if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat the mistakes. And that's why I'm making this effort so Black women can know their power. You're literally causing millions and billions of dollars in treatments. You Black women are responsible. You have people getting their lips. Look at that collagen treatment. So she's hoping her lips get better. She's injecting her lips with like external collagen fat. This is what you're doing, Black women. Take a good look at that treatment. You are the one causing spas to do this. plastic surgeons to do this, injections. You're causing cosmetics and makeup to do this. You're causing corsets and undergarments because you are the original sensual, elegant, poised lady. And what happened overnight with this hip hop, urban, wifey, side piece culture? It is not our culture. It was carefully marketed, carefully orchestrated, and carefully made to be alluring. You don't even know these images. Some of you looking at this, you probably didn't know how we were back in the 40s and back in the 30s and back in the 50s and back in the 60s. You probably have no idea. So that's why I want to show you this, not just to show it, but to empower you as a Black woman and know that you've always been the trend. We've always been the originator. We've always been the one that people look to follow. And that's why they're doing that now. But if no one's giving you that acclaim, if no one's giving you that acknowledgement, if no one's saying, hey, the originator of these gorgeous features and elegance comes from the Black woman, it's going to be almost impossible for you to get empowered. It's going to be almost impossible for you to know the true power of a Black woman. I'm going to keep saying it. We are causing billions of dollars in cosmetic surgery. We're causing billions of dollars in procedures in the spa, billions of dollars in fashion. It's all over. But no one's going to come on a mainstream platform and tell you this because it's going to empower you. And it's also going to make you covetable because you are the original. Look at what it used to be. Look at what it used to be. This is what beauty used to be. No booty, no hips, long waist, no defined waist, just some skinny legs. And that was standard for years and years. And you don't know your own prestige. Like I was talking today to a young girl, I was telling her, you should look at Black women in the 40s. You should look at Black women in the 50s and the 60s. You should look at their elegance and grace. And this is a time we were segregated, when we didn't have exposure, when people weren't putting us on a national magazine. This is how we were naturally by ourselves. This is how we dress and carried ourselves. This is our true culture. When we integrated, people saw a way to capitalize on our vulnerability and market those images. And especially, unfortunately, a lot of Black men were the main pushers of this negative image. Now you see, because our beauty is out there on social media, people are copying it. People getting their booties done, people getting their waists done. But still, no one has said it. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it, I remember growing up, Lord have mercy, they used to tease Black women about wearing wigs or weaves. They used to tease Black women so much, even up to this day, if you're wearing a wig or weave, it's a conscious thing. Yet, no one's teasing white girls about getting their lips done. No one's teasing, these same Black guys are not teasing these white girls about fake booties. These same Black guys, not the same, but that's the same culture, that's the same social thing. They're not going after them because they have fake hips, butt, booty, lips. They're marrying them. They're chasing them. They're going after them. And I truly feel it's because, it's a switching bait. We're not giving the acclaim. Look at what it used to look like. No waist, no hourglass, no booty. All that stuff is ethnic beauty that came directly from the Black woman. And the reason why, again, I'm going to keep saying it, you need to know your power. Your power is going to help you heal. You need to know your power. Your power is going to give you confidence. You need to know your power because it's going to help to be the main contributor to build a foundation inside of you. Like that Black beauty queen, she did everything externally. And guess what? I don't care how much things she won. She won Miss Kentucky, Miss Congeniality. She won this. She got a dancing contract with the NBA. She was singing for the national anthem. She had everything on the outside, and God, she was gorgeous. But when it came to the long haul, guess what? She fell apart because she never worked on the inside. She's smuggling drugs for her boyfriend, getting caught, a felony offense, a bright, educated, gorgeous girl like that. It was ridiculous. Even the person that was interviewing her, we set trends. People are getting their lips done. Look at that, to look like us and look in a hot mess. But no one is saying, hey, this is African or Black inspired beauty. No one will say it. They'll say it's inspired by Jennifer Lopez and Iggy Azalea, which is completely not true. We know where it comes from. And it's time for us to know our power and know that if you are a healed Black woman, if you love yourself, if you are 100% confident, if you have rock solid confidence, because that's what it takes, because people are going to try to talk about you, diss you, insult you, tear you down. I'm telling you right now, if you need the acknowledgement and the acclaim and permission from others. Look at that flat one. Oh my gosh. If you need that from others, you're not going to make it. I'm telling you, I've been living through life. People have been trying to throw shade, this and that. I don't care because I know who I am. And I know how I carry myself on a public platform. And I believe the intelligent people, the educated people will always know what is good and what's bad. Your reactions and your class speaks for itself. It's easy to be classy when the sun is shining and the birds are singing and the pond is doing a beautiful ripple. It's not easy to be classy when you're under pressure, when people are attacking you. That's when you have grace under pressure. That's true classiness, grace under pressure. Don't let anyone fool you. Don't let anyone give you excuses. Don't let anyone throw shade. Don't let anyone try to weasel their way out of it and talk about why they broke their grace. There is no reason. There's good and there's bad. There's real and there's fake. You understand what I'm saying? There's real and there's fake. Because people will always give you excuses, especially Black women, for why they wild out. Give me a break. Martin Luther King, his wife, Coretta Scott, was the epitome of elegance. You know, Betty Shabazz, the meaning of elegance. These women went through real shit and they were poised and kept themselves together. You got Black women, they get into an argument, they get into a situation, world star hip hop. Am I lying? World star hip hop. They tape recording fights. They tape recording people busting each other in the head. And you may think you're on the winning side and it don't matter. You look bad to the world. You look bad to everyone around you. True or not, fact or fiction, you look bad. You look crazy. And that's what brings us down, is our self-destruction. And you don't understand the power. Do you understand, Black women, the power you have? We came on Instagram or Facebook. We were allowed to show our beauty. We were allowed to show our grace. We were allowed to show our elegance with no bars restricted. And in less than a decade, you beautiful chocolate mocha, natural hair, banging, melanin skin, and rich freaking goddess walking on earth, you literally forced women to get their lips done, to get their hips done, to get their butt done, to tan. Do you understand? Your look cost billions of dollars. You put the plastic surgery industry. The ass went out of control. The boobs went out of control. Do you understand? Women want to be more curvy. And I'm not talking about obesity. They want to have the curves that we have. But no one's telling you this. Instead, you're hearing what you don't have, what you don't do, what you can't do. Instead, you're hearing about what you need and what you need. Instead of, if you are a whole, healed, feminine Black woman, no one can stop you. This message is for you. This is not about drama or shade. This message is for you. This is why I do this, because I live my life and I see so many Black women with so much potential, but they're buried under negativity. They're buried under self-doubt, and they're literally buried under not acknowledging how powerful they are, how tremendous their impact. Social media changed everything. Literally, you have white girls going from having no booty to having fake lips, fake hips, to looking with no body. And I grew up in this era. I used to watch Dukes of Hazzard. I used to watch Three's Company. You can catch the reruns. Look at what it used to look like. This is Dukes. Look at that. Look at what it used to look like. That long booty, that sharp booty. That's what I call the flat butt, the sharp booty. And now look at what they are doing now. You are powerful, Black woman. Use your power wisely. Don't let anyone tell you. Market yourself. Look what you made her do to herself. Look what you made her do. Use your power wisely and don't forget how powerful you are.